Right, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to the third shout out video in my little series of shout out videos that I have been doing in June to celebrate the fact that I've been on Booktuber year. So today I'm going to talk to you about some of my favourite YouTubers who talk about literary fiction on Booktube. This is going to be probably a slightly longer video than the last two because I feel like there are more people that talk about literary fiction than classics on Booktube, or at least there are within my subscription feed, and I have quite a lot of people I want to get through, so let's go ahead and do that. First off, to talk about two booktubers who you probably already watch and have already heard of, but I didn't feel like I could make a video on literary fiction on Booktube without talking about these two. The first is Jen Campbell, who is absolutely brilliant and just one of the best people on the internet and in the world. She talks a lot about literary fiction. She's very, very good on short stories and poetry as well, which I love. She's very interested in magic realism, in fairy tales, and how that feeds into novels, as well as having very, very brilliant taste in books and always talking about books that in a way that makes me want to read them. Even if she didn't love them, I always seem to really want to buy them anyway because she talks about them in a way to make them sound magical. I think she's very good at picking out what in books people love, like the important, really lovable things about books, which I think is great. And as well as all of that, she posts brilliant discussion videos. She just has one of those channels that makes you think a lot. She is probably the reason I started Booktube. You probably watch her already, but if you don't, what are you doing? Go now. Next, I want to talk about Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings, another person who is very big on Booktube and whose channel I'm sure you have seen. She is very, very good. She reads a lot of a wide range of literary fiction. She enjoys David Mitchell and other authors like that. Like Jen Campbell, she is good on short stories and she is good on magic realism as well. She also is very knowledgeable about Japanese literature, which I really enjoy. She's very good at always telling you what she thinks, and I always really enjoy watching her channel. I also want to mention Vanessa from Chbosky, another booktuber who you may well have heard of already, but I'm sure you will enjoy her channel if you haven't. She is very, very good, reads a really wide range of books, and every time I watch her videos I find them really, really interesting. Her wrap-ups especially I think are very good, and she always manages to fit a lot in and to tell you detailed things about all the books she's reading. She also reads classics as well as literary fiction and quite a range of genres. She also did Japanese June last year with Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings, and like Mercedes is very good on Japanese literature. Another person very good on Japanese literature is Sabrina from Unmanage Mischief. I really, really enjoy her channel. I found it last year when she was doing Japanese June, and as well as really loving Japanese literature, she's very into like a range of literary fiction, and she's quite good as well on graphic novels and kind of literary graphic novels. I didn't read that many graphic novels, but one I read in the last year that I really enjoyed was Jane the Fox and Me, which I heard about through Sabrina's channel. I really enjoy her channel. I think it's very, very good. She took a bit of a hiatus, I suppose, while she was switching jobs, but she's now back and making videos again, and I really, really enjoy her channel. I think it's definitely worth a watch. Moving on to some equally brilliant but slightly less well-known people, I want to talk about Weiner Wonders. Now, Weiner is one of my absolute favourite booktubers. I think she is incredible. She has been on Booktube for I think about the same time as me, and I've been watching her for quite a while, and I very, very much enjoy her videos. She loves literary fiction and beautiful writing. She writes herself, and she writes very beautifully and lyrically, so I understand her interest in beautiful writing. Like me, she likes Jennifer Egan, she likes David Mitchell, and a wide range of authors. She's brilliant on short fiction and short stories as well, which is something I really, really care about. I think Weiner is one of those people who is very analytical in a very kind of pointed way, where she's really good at working out what it is in a book that makes it operate in a certain way. She has a brilliant sort of mini series on her channel called Elements of Fiction, which talks about setting characters and perspective, I think, and kind of analyses how they work in various different books and what about those aspects of fiction, those elements of fiction, makes those books work in a particular way. I think that kind of analysis is really fascinating and really interesting, and especially because she comes at it from the perspective of both a writer and a reader, that is something I very, very much enjoy. So I really, really very much recommend Weiner's channel. It is so, so good. Another of my favourite booktubers on literary fiction is Olivia Pope, who is a very, very wonderful person who I will link down below as well. Like Weiner and like me, she writes as well as reads. Also, Olivia and I think have very, very similar taste in writing, which is not necessarily the same as having a similar taste in books, but often when I talk to her about books, I get that we like the same kind of writing style, which is something I really enjoy because it means I trust her taste like even more, because it's not just the themes and the plots or the characters that I feel we would share an interest in, but also the writing style. So she loves John McGregor, who is one of my favourite modern authors. She, like me, really enjoyed Kirsty Logan's The Grace Keepers. She recently did a book review of the novel Americana. I will link her book review down below because it just summed up everything I felt about that book and didn't know quite how to say. Americana was one of those books where I really liked the themes, and I liked some of the characters, and I liked like what the book was doing. The premise was really good, but I found the writing so dry and so dull, and everyone seemed to be saying that the writing was really, really beautiful, and I couldn't understand what I was missing or what it was about the writing that I found so boring. And then I watched Olivia's video and I was like, yes, you're right, that's exactly what it is, because she, like me, found the themes and the premise and what the book was trying to do and trying to say really brilliant, but found the writing and some of the characterization a bit dry, and I think yes, I approve of the fact that she has similar taste in writing style to me. So there we go. Do definitely go watch her videos. She's also really funny and entertaining as well. Next, I want to speak about Leanne Rose. She reads literary fiction, she reads YA, she reads classics, she reads quite a mix. She is very analytical and very good at using literary theory on books as well, which is something I really enjoy. She's currently at university, she studies English and creative writing, and she's very interested in literary theory. She has a great video, which I will link down below, about using kind of gender theory and gender criticism on Anne of Green Gables, which is just fascinating, and all of her videos are just brilliant. She also writes poetry and sometimes reads aloud her poetry on her channel, which is something I really enjoy because it is very good, and yes, I very much recommend her. And of course, I must mention Lauren from Lauren the Books, who is one of my favourite people. Lauren and I started on Booktube at about the same time, discovered each other very early on, and we have been watching each other's videos and commenting ever since. We've also met up in real life as well. Again, she reads quite widely. She likes classics as well, and Wuthering Heights is one of her favourite books, and she also loves Harry Potter and various other things, but she's really into literary fiction. She loves The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling as well, and I know she Americana is actually one of her favourite books of all time. I'm sorry, Lauren, I didn't love it, but I liked it. Also, as well as having brilliant taste in books, she just is absolutely hilarious. She is so funny. Her videos make me laugh and smile so much, and I like that her cat often turns up in the corner of her videos. It's just great. She is, in my opinion, one of the funniest people on Booktube. One of the other funniest people on Booktube being Amanda Center, who is also brilliant. She, again, has quite a wide range of reading, but I would say literary fiction is one of her main things. She also has a brilliant kind of poetry mini-series going through her YouTube channel where she talks about poetry, both about the collections that she likes and also poetry that she wrote herself when she was a teenager. She reads her adolescent poetry and then analyses it in the third person, which is just a wonderful, glorious thing to do. She is so entertaining. She has a spoiler fez, so that when she's talking about a book and she's going to be talking about spoilers, she puts the fez on her head and then she takes it off when the spoiler is done. I think little details like that really make her channel feel like a community and just like a really lovely place to be on the internet. She is great. Anyway, finally, the last person I want to mention today is Marie Berg. Even if you aren't subscribed to her, you have probably heard her name being thrown around Booktube because she was the creator of their New York Times by the book tag, which everyone apart from me has done. I really love Marie's channel. I think it is done so well. She is very lovely and she is very good at like chatting to you in the comments and really kind of getting involved. I always really enjoy talking to her. She has quite wide taste in reading. I think I've said that for like everyone I'm talking about here. I really highly recommend her channel and I do think you should definitely go watch it because it is very good. Her recommendations and so on are always very good, and I'm really looking forward to reading The Luminaries with her and some other booktubers in September. So yes, there we have it. Those have been some of my favourite booktubers who talk about literary fiction. I have so many people I love on Booktube, so you know there are very many more, but here is a little selection of some of my favourites talking about literary fiction. And let me know down below in the comments who your favourite booktubers are who talk about literary fiction, because even though I am subscribed to something like 150 booktubers and it keeps on going up, I'm always looking for more. Anyway, that's all for today and I will see you very soon with another video.